Ever wanted to learn about a 17th century house in Marshfield, Massachusetts? I know I have. Hi, my name is James McCauley, and today we're going to be talking about Red House by Sarah Messer. Red House is a very close history on the house that Sarah used to live in. While Messer never won any book awards, she has had other publications, such as Bandit Letters, Dress Made of Mice, and Having One's Paws, all of which being poetry collections. Fun little side fact, my mom and Sarah Messer actually went to the same high school at the same time, only 3 years apart. Sarah earned her undergraduate and master's degrees from Middlebury College and the University of Michigan, respectively. She also taught as an associate professor at the University of North Carolina in the Department of Creative Writing. She makes cheese as well. Now, onto the actual book, Red House. The characters include Sarah and her family, and the Hatch family, who built and owned the house from about the 1600s to about the 1950s. Throughout the book, Sarah talks about her and her family's life in the house. She uses stories from her parents and her siblings to keep the story lively and full of detail. She also used documents and journals she found around the house to talk about the Hatch ancestors and their lives in the house as well. Now, onto the first passage. In this excerpt of the story, Sarah is talking about her father when he was first finding the house. The setting is immediately established here. Then we get a sense of who her father is right here. When she talks about radiology, she says it's the practice of seeing through people, which I found to be an interesting way to look at it. Then she refers to her dad as a latter-day Gatsby, which is an allusion to the novel The Great Gatsby. And the last sentence ends the paragraph with a new beginning for her dad. I believe this excerpt of the story really symbolizes the beginning of how Sarah began to learn about the house and its history. In this passage from the book, the reader gets a clear example of what style Messer uses to write with. She uses very descriptive words to create an image, like broad, aloft, and ribbon. Then she compares the bulbous silhouettes to the small grounded clouds. And the last sentence really helps the reader envision what imagery Sarah was going for. To conclude, Sarah uses resources and personal memories to give one of the most painfully accurate summaries of a house she grew up in. She wrote this book to display to the reader that anything and everything has a certain history to it. This book is a good read if you're looking for interesting stories and insights into a piece of American history. I personally like the book because I know what it's like to grow up in a house with many stories behind it, and I also know the town that it takes place in. The only thing I did not like was the jumping back and forth between the past and the present. It interrupted the storyline and the story flow for me.